type, the grandiose, malignant liar, and somewhat openly manipulative, right? They're flashy and they only talk about themselves and they make grand statements about being the best thing since sliced bread. And while they can still be charming, they're easier to spot because they're somewhat unashamed users of others. But the covert narcissist is a whole other type. They can appear shy and introverted, but they in no way wield any less power over their victims. For most people, it is easy for them to identify someone physically putting their hands on another as abuse, or even someone verbally belittling another and telling them that they're worthless, etc., as abuse. We're pretty much all together like, oh, those are bad things, right? But what if no hands were ever laid? Is it still abuse? There are two things I want you to keep in mind as you reflect on your own situation. The first thing, like I said before, narcissistic abuse is not just one thing. It's a cycle and a pattern of behaviors. And then two, look, regardless of your hesitation to put a label on what's happening to you, ultimately we got to remember this. Actions speak a language. So the person that's harming you, what are their actions and behaviors saying? Not what they're saying with their words. What are their actions communicating? A relationship within a narcissistic cycle requires two things. It requires the narcissistic predator, and then it requires the codependent victim that has little to no boundaries. Why? Because the core traits of a narcissist is entitlement, lack of self-awareness, having a victim mindset, lack or perhaps having limited empathy. Maybe they only have cognitive empathy. They can say like, well, this is how a normal person in this situation should behave. And so they do that, but they don't actually like feel it in their hearts.